My new colleague made a joke that could have ended my marriage. Now my wife is acting possessive and wants me to fire my employee. I don't know what to choose. My wife and I have been married for 2 years, together for 8. She's never been the jealous type till just recently with this situation. I started a new job about a year ago. It's a management position that requires a lot of recruiting. I've been doing pretty good building a team. I need to advance further, and I'm so close. I make great money doing what I do, which has given my wife and me a much better quality of life. Anyway, one of my recent recruits is a young female. She's a great addition to my team. She brings in awesome numbers, is very teachable, and is fun in the office. And, yes, she's beautiful, but I'm faithful, love my wife, and will never do anything inappropriate. The wife hates her. I'm not used to this from her. I've had female friends and colleagues in the past, attractive ones too. It's never been a problem. But this girl, holy poop, we've been fighting constantly now. Part of team building and keeping your team is being social with them. This is encouraged by the higher-ups who even cover the cost of nights out to hang out with your team in an informal setting. We encourage team members to bring their spouses too. Well, 3 weeks ago, we were supposed to have one for these nights, but we had 2 road trips. So most of my team was out of town. I only had the new girl and another new guy in town, and the new guy bailed. Normally, my wife would come, but she was working. So it ended up just being my new girl and myself, eating wings and having drinks. My wife called to say she was off and could come join. But I decided that she might sit this out since everyone was gone because my new girl was new. And I didn't want a third wheeler. Wife didn't like that. To top it off, the new girl thinks she's being funny and says loudly, "Come back to bed." My wife gets pissed, but it's unprofessional for me to fight with her on the phone in front of a recruit, so I cut her short and said I had to go. I intended to smooth it over later. By the way, I also told my new girl that it wasn't funny and inappropriate. I'd appreciate her holding herself to a higher professional standard in dealings with people related to our business in the future. Well, my wife didn't have it when I got home. And eventually, in the berating, I said something like, "She's not even attractive. You have nothing to worry about. Anyway, I only love you." She's still pissed but calms down a little and whatever. Then the following week, I talked to a few people in my office informally. I told my team to get in here for a second to review something. I only have 2 chairs besides mine in there. So those are taken. I have 2 people sitting on a low bookshelf in the back, a few leaning against the walls, etc. A new girl comes in last, looks around, and sits on the edge of my desk farthest from me. We had our meeting, and everyone left except for the new girl. She has a question about what I said. Naturally, she turns more towards me as she's talking to me. Well, that's the moment my wife walks in with my phone charger and a Starbucks for me. So all she sees is the new girl sitting on my desk, leaning in towards me, talking to me. I've never seen my wife act like this, but it was embarrassing. She put the stuff down on the nearest surface and just walked out. Well, I won't chase her. That'll look bad. So I finished talking to new girl and then tried to call my wife who wouldn't answer. So I get home later, and she's in the shower crying. What the F? I go in the bathroom and pull back the curtain, and she's sitting in the tub, knees to her chest, crying in the shower. Why? This is ridiculous. So I get pissed off and leave. I call a few work brothers and meet at the bar. Well, fucking luck of all luck. New girl shows up with them because 2 of the guys I called were with her already, and she's dressed to the nines. She takes a big group selfie shot and posts it on Facebook. Well, guess what? Yep. The wife saw and comments, "Nice to see you having so much fun." To which new girl responds, "He's in good hands." And I know that sounds like innuendo, but she swears it does not. I talked to new girl, and she said that as an assurance, like, "Don't worry. He's in good hands," and she didn't even think it could be misconstrued. Anyway, I got home, and there was more crying from the wife. She says I'm being willfully ignorant and that it's obvious this girl likes me and is stirring trouble and that I'm refusing to see it or that I must think she is stupid. She asked me if she could look at my phone. Like, are you kidding me? I said no. Then she cried more that I had something to hide, especially because I lied about new girl being attractive. Now for the last 2 days, I've gotten complete silent treatment. What the fuck? I haven't done anything wrong. A new girl is a good employee. I can't fire her or something for my wife. Like, what the fuck does she want me to do? No one did anything wrong. Update 1. It's clear you all think I'm, at best, the stupidest person alive and, at worst, some kind of monster. First off, I would never sleep with NG. And while I can recognize that she's physically attractive by most standards, I am not attracted to her, especially not after all the fucking drama her very existence has been causing me. Secondly, I'm not a bad husband. We've had 8 wonderful years together, and we've been through some pretty tough things before and come out stronger than ever. I've just never been in a situation like this one before. I'm pretty average looking. My wife is beautiful, and normally, it would be me with insecurities. But I've never made my insecurities your problem. Thirdly, I'm willing to admit that some of you may be right about what's happening. If it's so obvious to so many people, including my wife, I'm not arrogant enough to say you're all wrong and I'm right. I mean, I posted for a reason after all. Finally, though, I'm still not sure how to proceed. We don't have an HR person as we're still a small office. It's my boss, 2 other PPL at my level, and our teams. I haven't done anything inappropriate, but I'm higher up in mail. And given how I've fucked this up, how would my wife react if new girl tried to allege anything against me for letting her go or something? Update 2. Okay, well, I've been talking to my wife off and on all day since I posted. Been echoing some of your sentiments and apologizing. Trying to be empathetic, but she isn't too interested in anything I have to say, although she speaks to me nonetheless, so I guess that's something. I have new girl, an assignment that requires her to be mostly out of the office and in the field for the next couple of days under the supervision of someone else, so we shouldn't have contact for now while this is getting sorted. Going home now. I'd say wish me luck, but I doubt you will. I'll update you later. It went about as well as could be expected. I explained that I didn't get the whole situation, but that I do now. I showed her this thread. I apologized and told her I would do anything to make this right. I reassured her over and over and over again that I didn't cheat on her. She's not sure she believes me about cheating or sincerely understanding what I've done wrong, but in any case, she's incredibly hurt. After much discussion, tears, and begging for me, this is what she wants from me: space. She wants me to move out for a while, and she doesn't have a set time for when I can return. Counseling for both of us as a couple and separately. She says this incident isn't the first time that I've been unable to see things from her point of view, and it has hurt her. Not only that, but she also feels she needs help trusting me again. Like many of you, she thinks new girl needs to go away. Far, far away. And she wants me to tell new girl why and wants to be able to listen in somehow. I don't know how I'm supposed to do that. Whether I'm willing or not, it does cross some sort of line professionally. Finally, she said she didn't know what would happen to us even if I did all these things. She cried a lot, which isn't surprising. I feel awful and scared and fucking stupid. I love my wife. I haven't done a good job of showing it lately. I realize that now, but I don't want to lose her. I'll speak to my boss tomorrow about how best to deal with this, such as letting her go or transferring her. Wife wants her fired, period. I'll see what I can do. I'm in a motel right now. I spoke to my father, and he pretty much told me I'm an idiot and to do whatever it takes to fix this. My parents are very fond of my wife. Update 3. New girl took her firing. Okay. She did heavily deny that her intention was not to be inappropriate. She also expressed some upset that it was unfair since other people in the office make jokes too. My boss spoke up at that point to say that others don't make jokes like that and that I had already warned her once about being inappropriate in that particular regard. Again, she denied that her comment about me being in good hands was anything other than an innocent mistake. Again, my boss stepped in and said that as a new employee, she was still under probation, and therefore, he could dismiss her without explanation if he wanted and that he just did not feel she was a good fit. He threw the ball back to me, so to speak, and asked if I agreed. I said yes, and we agreed. She just sort of shrugged and said, well, I don't know what to say then. Goodbye, I guess. And then as she collected her things and left, she threw a pot shot at me that in my dreams, she'd be interested in me. My wife listened to the recording. I don't think it was what she wanted. She seemed disappointed. I think she wanted me to tell new girl off good. And, you know, maybe I should have, but my boss was involved, and we tried eliminating new girl without rocking the business. Their wife was happy, though that new girl was gone. But then it got kind of weird. I was confused because I thought that's what she wanted. She cried and said she was still scared that I'd CNG. Who knows what I'm doing, especially with me staying at a motel. She doesn't know what to think anymore. With me out of the house, she has to trust me. But right now, she doesn't trust me. So I said there was nothing to worry about and that if she wanted, I'd stay at the house but in our spare room or something. That wasn't good either because she didn't want me there. So I just admitted that I didn't know what to do then. She said she didn't even know what she wanted either. I took a beat to call my parents and asked if I could stay with them for a while. They said that was okay. My wife liked that arrangement more as well, I guess because then I'm supervised. I tried not to be insulted because I knew I'm wrong here, so I should just take it. While sitting on the couch talking, watching her cry, she asked me just to hold her. I had tried to earlier, but she pushed me away. Anyway, I held her, then we ended up kissing, etc. I'll let you fill it in. But I was kicked back out shortly after to pack my things from the motel and go to my parents. She said she still loves me, of course, but that she's still pissed off and hurt and unsure of things regardless of what happened tonight. And seeing how hurt she is and being so scared of not having her anymore, I'm really getting how much I've sucked lately, and not even just in this scenario. She's been patient with me, and I've been fucking up. I reread my original post, and I'm embarrassed by my selfishness.